Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the project inauguration and the exchange of agreements ceremony. I now request the spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs to conduct the proceedings.
Honorable Prime Ministers, Ministers, members of both delegations, friends from the media, we will now begin with the press statements. May I now request Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India, to make his press statement. Sir, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Devbaji, distinguished delegates, मीडिया के साथी, नमस्कार। प्रधानमंत्री देवबाजी का भारत में स्वागत करते हुए मुझे बहुत प्रसन्नता हो रही है। आज भारतीय नववर्ष और नवरात्रि के पवित्र अवसर पर देवबाजी का शुभ आगमन हुआ है। मैं उनको और भारत और नेपाल के सभी नागरिकों को नवरात्र की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। देवबाजी भारत के पुराने मित्र हैं। प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में यह उनकी 5वीं भारत यात्रा है। भारत नेपाल संबंधों के विकास में देवबाजी की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका रही है। फ्रेंड्स, भारत और नेपाल की दोस्ती, हमारे लोगों के आपसी संबंध, ऐसी मिसाल विश्व में कहीं और देखने को नहीं मिलती। हमारी सभ्यता, हमारी संस्कृति, हमारे आदान प्रदान के धागे प्राचीन काल से जुड़े हुए हैं। अनादि काल से हम एक दूसरे के सुख दुख के साथी रहे हैं। हमारी पार्टनरशिप के आधार, उस आधार में हमारे लोगों के आपसी संबंध, उनके बीच आदान प्रदान है। ये हमारे संबंधों को ऊर्जा देते हैं, संबल देते हैं। और नेपाल के संबंध में भारत की नीतियां, हमारे प्रयास इसी आत्मीयता की भावना से प्रेरित रहते हैं। नेपाल की शांति, प्रगति और विकास की यात्रा में भारत एक दृढ़ साथी रहा है और हमेशा रहेगा। फ्रेंड्स, आज देवबाजी और मेरे बीच इन सब विषयों और कई अन्य महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दों पर भी सार्थक बातचीत हुई। हमने अपने सहयोग के विभिन्न पहलुओं पर चर्चा की, विभिन्न प्रोजेक्ट्स की प्रगति की समीक्षा की और भविष्य की रूपरेखा पर भी विचार विमर्श किया। हम दोनों सहमत हैं कि हमें पावर सेक्टर में सहयोग के अवसरों का पूरा लाभ उठाना चाहिए। हमारा जॉइंट विजन स्टेटमेंट ऑन पावर कोऑपरेशन भविष्य में सहयोग का ब्लूप्रिंट साबित होगा। हमने पंचेश्वर परियोजना में तेज गति से आगे बढ़ने के महत्व पर जोर दिया है। यह प्रोजेक्ट इस क्षेत्र के विकास के लिए एक गेम चेंजर सिद्ध होगा। हमने भारतीय कंपनियों द्वारा नेपाल के हाइड्रो पावर डेवलपमेंट योजनाओं में और अधिक भागीदारी के विषय पर भी सहमति व्यक्त की। यह प्रसन्नता का विषय है कि नेपाल अपने सरप्लस पावर भारत को निर्यात कर रहा है। इसका नेपाल की आर्थिक प्रगति में अच्छा योगदान रहेगा। मुझे बताते हुए हर्ष हो रहा है कि नेपाल से पावर आयात करने के कई और प्रस्तावों को भी स्वीकृत किया जा रहा है। मुझे इस बात की प्रसन्नता है कि नेपाल इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस का सदस्य बन गया है। इससे हमारे क्षेत्र में सस्टेनेबल, अफोर्डेबल और क्लीन एनर्जी को बढ़ावा मिलेगा। फ्रेंड्स, प्रधानमंत्री देवबाजी और मैंने व्यापार और सभी प्रकार से क्रॉस बॉर्डर कनेक्टिविटी, उस इनिशिएटिव्स को प्राथमिकता देने पर भी सहमति जताई। जयनगर कुर्था रेल लाइन की शुरुआत इसी का एक भाग है। दोनों देशों के लोगों के बीच सुगम, बाधा रहित आदान प्रदान के लिए ऐसी योजनाएं बेहतरीन योगदान देगी। नेपाल में रुपे कार्ड की शुरुआत हमारी फाइनेंशियल कनेक्टिविटी में एक नया अध्याय जोड़ेगी। अन्य प्रोजेक्ट्स जैसे नेपाल पुलिस एकेडमी, नेपालगंज में इंटीग्रेटेड चेक पोस्ट, रामायण सर्किट आदि भी दोनों देशों को और करीब लाएंगे। फ्रेंड्स, भारत और नेपाल के ओपन बॉर्डर्स का अवांछित तत्व द्वारा दुरुपयोग न किया जाए, इस पर भी आज हमने चर्चा की। अपनी डिफेंस और सिक्योरिटी संस्थाओं के बीच गहन सहयोग बनाए रखने पर भी हमने बल दिया। मुझे विश्वास है कि आज की हमारी बातचीत भारत नेपाल संबंधों के भविष्य के लिए महत्वाकांक्षी लक्ष्य निर्धारित करने के लिए कारगर सिद्ध होगी। देवबा जी, आप कल काशी में होंगे। नेपाल और बनारस का सदियों पुराना संबंध रहा है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि काशी के नए स्वरूप को देखकर आप जरूर प्रभावित होंगे। एक बार फिर आपका और आपके प्रतिनिधिमंडल का भारत में स्वागत है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. May I now request His Excellency Mr. Sher Bahadur Deuba, Prime Minister of Nepal, to make his statement to the press.
I thank you, Prime Minister Shri Modi ji, for your kind words. I am touched by the warm welcome and the generous hospitality extended to me and my delegation. I recall your landmark first visit to Nepal in 2014 and other subsequent visits, which have helped nurture a bond of friendship and cooperation between our two countries. I truly admire your love and affection to Nepal and Nepali people, and my visit today will further reinforce this innate sentiment. This is my fifth visit to India as a Prime Minister of Nepal. This time I am particularly delighted to visit India in a special year with Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is being observed, and we are also celebrating 75th year of formalization Nepal-India diplomatic relations. I admire the progress that India is making under the visionary leadership of Shri Modi ji. We have been India's effective management battling COVID-19. I received first vaccine assistance from India, as well as medicine, medical equipment, and logistics to combat COVID pandemic, for which I thank Prime Minister Modi ji and Government of India. As Prime Minister Modi ji mentioned already, Modi ji and I have friendly talk and fruitful discussion on various aspects of India-Nepal relations and shared our perspective on further strengthening our friendly ties with forward-looking approaches. Separately, as we had delegation-level talk, where we took a broad overview of our relations in all dimensions: political, economic, and social development matters. India and Nepal share age-old, time-tested, and multidimensional ties that covers all spheres of our interaction. We share democratic values, culture ethos, and civilization linkage, and similar ambition in inclusive development. The relations between our two countries have been widened and deepened with passage of time. These relations have been enriched by close people-to-people contact. For Nepal, relations with India are highly important. We look upon the tremendous economic transformation that India has achieved. We are eager to benefit from India's progress through mutually beneficial economic partnership. Consequently, I remind an important part of our discussion. I and Prime Minister Modi ji jointly flagged of the inauguration of passenger service between Jayanagar to Kolta rail link today, which was constructed under the generous assistance of India. We also discussed about the building of integrated checkpost and dry port in Chandari, Dodhara, agreed to an early completion of the ongoing work on ICP Nepalganj. I requested India for early commencement of construction of ICP in Bhairava. We also witnessed exchanges of MOU on technical cooperation in the railway sectors. We both are confident that further connectivity project, road, railway, and gain further momentum. Likewise, we have discussed cooperation in civil aviation. We have discussed Nepal's request additional air entry route to Nepal through Mahendragarh, Nepalganj, and Janakpur. I also requested for concurrence of near-border flight operation to supply operationalize Gautam Buddha International Airport in Bhairava. A few weeks ago, India and Nepal signed 2 MOU on construction of motorable bridge for Dharchula, Nepal to Dharchula, India, over Mahakali River and another on supply urea DAP from India to Nepal on government-to-government basis. Our two sides are working on the early delivery of hundreds of 50,000 metric tons of chemical fertilizer before planting regional start. Bilateral trade between our two countries growing, discussed the way to address huge trade deficit. In view of Nepal's high potential for hydroelectricity generation and export, it is important to have broad understanding in power export cooperation between our two countries. So cross-border power trade remained a priority agenda during the discussion. I am happy that Nepal-India joint vision statement for power sector cooperation that we are agreed upon today, the mutual beneficial cooperation on hydroelectricity generation, transmission, cross-border. I welcome Prime Minister Modi's offer to purchasing the electricity from Nepal. We agreed to conclude revised transit treaty which will facilitate operational rail, cargo, transit, private sector and inland waterways across the additional port. We also launched today operational rupee card in Nepal that will help to promote the flow of Indian tourists in Nepal. Water resources remains an important area of cooperation between our two countries for mutual benefit. Prime Minister Modi ji and I discussed various aspects of cooperation in water resources, inundation and flood control and power sector. We jointly inaugurated today 90 kilometers long, 120 kVDC solo corridor transmission line project built under the Indian line of credit. We discussed about early completion of DPR Pancheshwar multipurpose project, which would be milestone of Nepal-India cooperation, hydropower development. India's cooperation has been vital in Nepal's health sector as well. I appreciate Prime Minister Modi's assistance for providing India to address COVID-19 pandemic, including vaccine, medical supplies, and liquid oxygen. Our discussion also covered upgrading the GP Koirala National Center for Respiratory Diseases in Nepal into GP Koirala National Institute of Health Sciences. I extend my sincere appreciation to the Government of India for substantial support in our reconstruction efforts. We are witnessed the progress in constructing 132 health posts in 10 districts of Nepal being constructed of Indian grant assistance. And as Prime Minister Modi assured me that from Jogbani to Virata there will be a line and other areas also will be helped by India. Thank you very much. Both of us agreed that exchange of a high-level visit should be regular. It helps promote mutual understanding, visit, confidence. I have invited Modi ji for the visit of Nepal. We eagerly look forward welcoming Prime Minister Modi ji. As Modi ji told me that we have also heard that Banaras is a very religious place for Hindus. Nepali people also, they love to once in a lifetime visit to Banaras, visit to Vishwanath, and even people in Nepal, they used to Kashi-Bas, they used to talk Kashi-Bas before they die. They want to die, cremate Kashi. Therefore, we have heard that you have made it very helpful, beautiful, and there was, now I have heard that water also clean, Ganga, very clean. Thank you very, very much, Your Excellency. That will definitely will be grateful that we will also would like to visit Banaras, Vishwanath Mandir, and we are very much helpful for this also, for your kind remarks, Excellency. As in earthquake also time, India helped to build many buildings I have seen there. Thank you for this also. There are projects, still there are some problems. We would like to request you that to build more houses there. And I would like to speak now that we discussed the boundary issues, and I urged Modi to resolve through the establishment and a bilateral mechanism. Thank you very much, Excellency.
Thank you, Excellency. That concludes the press statements. Thank you for joining us, and please remain seated as the two leaders leave the room.